Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got me. I'm listening to your questions. I am obeying. And I am finally reviewing the Simon backpack that I used on the Tour du Mont Blanc last October. This pack, you might recognize it, is the pack that I used on a recent project, which you cannot view on my channel, but which you can view on the Simon channel. It was a project where we hiked the Tour du Mont Blanc not in 10 days but in 5 days. It was a really tough hike. I think it's the heaviest thing I've physically ever done in my life, but it was also one of the most beautiful things I've ever done in my life because we got so lucky with the autumn weather. I'm a sucker for colors, so when autumn comes around, I'm not happy about the weather, but I'm happy about the colors. So if the weather is good and the colors are good, you got me. And we got that on this trail. So if you haven't seen that video already, I can recommend watching it if you want a good nature watch. I'll put the link in the description down below. But I am not today here to talk about the project itself. I'm here to talk about the backpack and what my experience was with the backpack on the Tour du Mont Blanc. I will talk about the specs, the comforts, the material, the design, the price. I hope I will talk about everything. So let's go. Number one, let's start with the specs. So we've got the Simon Mt900 ultralight backpack. It's a 50-liter backpack, which means the main compartment has a capacity of 39 liters. And then on the outside, you have two pockets here. You've got a big pocket here, and you've got one side hip belt pocket over here, and those together make 11 liters as well. So in total, it's a total of 50 liters. It weighs 880 grams and the fabric is all the same. This and this fabric is the same, is 100D polyamide ripstop. The most special thing about this backpack, I have to say, is the back. So you've got a frame and you've got a tensioned mesh back panel, which leaves some room between you and the backpack. If you've got a sweaty back, you're gonna be happy about this. The back is also adjustable. So here you've got the sizes. You can adjust it to your size. So it's one size fits all because you can adjust it. And the pack has 10 years of warranty. Must mean that they are pretty sure about their products. So let's specify the material a little bit. As I said, the material of this backpack is called 100D polyamide ripstop, which is the material of both the gray compartments and the side compartments. So what's in a name? What does this mean? This material is very sturdy. It's not the lightest. If you will do some research on backpacks and mostly ultralight backpacks, you will see that there are way lighter backpacks on the market, but they're one, more expensive, but also less sturdy. So this material, it's really, I hope I can film it up close so you can see it well, but it's very sturdy. The material itself is waterproof, but the seams have not been sealed. So that means the whole pack is not waterproof. So on the TMB, I used it with a pack liner. That worked fine for me. I put my sleeping bag, everything that needed to be waterproof, I put in the pack liner and it stayed waterproof. And we had some pretty bad rain on the trail. And of course you can always use a rain cover. And then, as I said, the outside pockets are made of the same material, which means they are not mesh pockets, they are not stretchy, although they have an elastic here, so this is stretchy, but the material itself is not stretchy. I'm not the biggest fan of that. One, because you cannot look through it, so if you put a lot of stuff here, you cannot see where a certain item is located. And also, if you don't fill it up fully, it doesn't grip around your stuff as much as a mesh pocket. On the other hand, it's sturdier. If I would have the choice, I would choose a mesh pocket for the front pocket. So yeah, that's about the material. My favorite thing when I talk about this pack is coming up. It is comfort. The comfort of this pack is for me the big plus, like above the other pluses. This one is here because this pack is really, really, really comfortable. I already talked about it, but mainly because of this bag. It is really comfortable, as well as the hip belt. For me, it hugged my body in all the right places. And because of the mesh in the back, one, I didn't have such a sweaty back, like my sweaty back wasn't scratching against the backpack. But also I have the feeling that I didn't feel the weight of the backpack as much because it was not on my back. So my shoulders were more relaxed and my hips were not bruising. And normally they do. Normally they bruise a bit. Now this was not happening, and that's for me the biggest surprise of this backpack. As information, I was carrying about 6 to 8 kilograms of base weight. So if you include water with that and some food, I think I was more around 10 and it felt like 5. I'm not exaggerating. The comfort of this bag, mwah. A question I also got from people that watched the Tour du Mont Blanc video is, but Floor, you are carrying Emile. Did you use any accessories for this pack? I did. If you follow my channel, you know I don't hike without Emile. For sure not on a challenge like this. I need him for emotional support. Call me a child, I don't care. He's coming with me. And I always carry him on my shoulder strap. As you can see, these packs don't have shoulder pockets, which for me is a bit of a bummer, but they have made sure that the straps are compatible with accessories. So if you want to put a bottle holder on the strap, it is possible. They've made like, here you've got a strap, here's a strap, here's a little hole where you can attach another cord too. So it is possible you can put a bottle holder on the shoulder strap. For example, I know Z-Packs sells bottle holders. I know other brands also sell bottle holders. I think if you Google it, you will quickly find some options, and you can probably attach it to this pack because it's compatible with them. And then there's also one hip belt pocket already attached to the pack, but if you like to have two, that's also possible because they made a little loop here, boop, and a little loop here, boop, where you can attach a hip belt pocket on. So if you want to attach things to it, it is possible. So now let's talk about the biggest discussion point of this pack, which is the price. The price of this backpack is $249.99. Let's say 250 euros. I've seen people talking about this price, saying things like, yo, but this is a Decathlon backpack and it's so expensive. I get you. For a Decathlon product, it is more expensive. Normally from Decathlon you would expect a price like 150, maybe 160, but not more than 200 euros. Now, the thing is that this backpack is made in Europe. It's made in the Czech Republic, and most Decathlon products are made in China. If you would make this product in China, for sure it would be 100 euros cheaper. So Simon wanted to change things up a bit and really look for a more environmentally friendly way of making this pack. They found this place in the Czech Republic that could do it. And the thing is that if this pack does well, which it does, it's like sold out all the time, then it opens doors to do other projects with this place in the Czech Republic, which is not breaking barriers in terms of price points, but is breaking barriers in terms of environmental friendly manufacturing, especially in the Decathlon dome. So I'm pretty happy about this. So to sum up about this pack, let's sum up my pros and my cons. Pros of the pack are, you can already guess it, number one pro for me is the comfort. My shoulders are fine when I wear this, my hips are fine when I wear this. I love it. I love the mesh in the back. I'm a fan. It is lightweight, so it's got the comfort of, for example, an Osprey, but it is lighter, and the design is very easy. I can find my stuff really easily. I don't have to look through all different zippers and pockets and everything, and it is made in Europe. The cons, if you know me and you know my videos, you know that I love color. I already talked about the autumnal colors. The colors in my gear are not any different. I love flashy colors, colorful packs. And this is gray. I'm not saying it's an ugly pack because the design I kind of like. It's easy design, but it is gray. Please, Simon, make something with a pretty color. I already asked them. They know I'm asking this, but I'm asking you again, Simon. Allez, do an effort. The second downside I would give it is that it is big. What I really like about Simon is if they say something, it's true. This is a 50-liter backpack and you can get a lot of gear in this. It's got room for plenty of things, but for me it's too big. On the Tour du Mont Blanc you can see it a little bit on the video. You can see that my pack, as it is now actually, was not always fully filled to the brim, which leaves some room for a good resupply, but at the same time I think it's too big. If I would be the one to choose, I think I would choose a 40-liter backpack over a 50-liter backpack. And then I've got one downside, which is, so you've got two side pockets to the pack. Really nice. They are really big. You can put a lot of stuff in here, but they are really high, so when you're wearing it you cannot reach behind to get your water from here, which if you go hiking alone is a bit of a problem. On the other side they thought about this, so here they made it open so you can reach behind just like this, take your water bottle, take it, drink it, put it back. I would like to have this on two sides because I always have two water bottles, one left and one right. Even better, if I could really choose, I would make the pockets lower. That way, if you put small things in here, they can also not like fall out. So overall, would I recommend this pack? I think you can already guess that yes, I would recommend this pack, mainly because it's very comfortable and I think it's a good compromise between the very heavy packs and the very ultralight packs that are not so comfortable. I think this one has like best of both worlds. So if you're not an ultralight backpacker, I think this is a pretty good option for you. If you have more questions about this backpack, you can ask them in the comments down below. I will try to answer all of them. And if you want to watch the video, again, the link is in the description down below. And yeah, I hope I've been a bit useful for information on this backpack. Have a good day, have a good evening tonight, and I wish you some good hikes this hiking summer. Now, bye-bye! But they are also not as sturdy. Oh my god, what the hell? Dat was een everzwijn. Dat was een everzwijn, die was op 2 meter van mij of zo. What the hell?